Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another episode. So today we're actually going to work on the van. Now it's been a while since I posted a van video, or a van build video I should say, but it's because the last camping trip the weather got really bad and I just threw everything in the van. So it's been looking like this for the past few weeks. Now that it's bright and sunny and the start of summer, I should probably move it along and further along the installation to make it more summer proof, so I'm not completely dying of heat when I'm in the camper. So to make a workable space, let's go ahead and clean it. All right, now that it's a more workable space, here's my thought process. While researching it and looking at other videos, there's been different styles how people put it. They'll get the Reflectix and put it directly to the roof, which some people say it's the wrong way, but I never tested it, so I'm not too sure. And some people have cut square cubes out of the foam board to give it space between the metal roof, foam board, and then the Reflectix. But as you can see, I already installed the foam board on top, so I'm not gonna cut squares out of this because it's already installed. But what my original plan was, because I added the furring strips to mount the ceiling panels, it actually gives me about 3/4 inch of space. So I can have it as a radiant bearer when I install the Reflectix. So it gives it a gap of airspace. So I am gonna cut a square out right here because that's where my max air fan's gonna go once it comes to the mail. To test it, I have the Ames infrared laser thermometer that I got from Harbor Freight. But testing that with the infrared laser thermometer should give me a better ballpark of what the best option is and what the best thing I could do for the van installation on a budget and on this size. What's the best course of action? So let's get to it and let's get testing. On the foam board, it's reading 115. This is reading 119. Without the panel, just the bare metal, it's reading 155 on the direct panel. Alright, so it's been about 2 hours since the last check-in. I switched shirts, I sweated through my last one. So I'm gonna test the surface temps of each Reflectix install style. If I do go with the Reflectix going from furring strip to furring strip, I am gonna evaluate how I installed it because it's not as taut or tight as I wanted it to be. So hanging it a little lower, but let's get to testing and let's see how it goes. Since the last time we checked in, it is now 123 in the van. I don't remember if that's hotter or just about the same as earlier, but let's get to it. If you can see that, it is 141. That is 141 on the foam board insulation. Now this is with the Reflectix with the air gap in between the foam board insulation. All right, that is reading 118. Compared to the 141, I believe it is a huge improvement. Here's where I was most curious, because the roof panel by itself gets extremely hot. All right, so I'm getting 162.3, which is extremely hot. And now I'm gonna test the Reflectix that's on the roof panel. I'm getting 149.6, almost 150. So it helped, but not really too much. And now the last I'm gonna test is the Reflectix on the foam board. All right, I'm getting 124. All right, so I reviewed the footage a little bit and thought about it. I am going to redo the Reflectix because it's not as taut as I would like. But with that, I'm still gonna do the furring strip to furring strip Reflectix to create another heat barrier. So hopefully the heat transfer from the roof to the ceiling is not as bad, and then ultimately it cools down the van a little more. Because this week, or pretty much the next 3.5 months, 4 months, here in Texas, it's gonna be 100 degrees up to 107 on the regular. Those extreme days will probably be like 110 and 113. And as you can see, I'm already sweating and I've only been here a couple minutes trying to figure this out. So to make it more enjoyable, that's what I'm gonna do. Also install the max air fan and hopefully maybe get an onboard AC, but that's a little pricey and I'm gonna try to keep this within a reasonable budget. All right, so let's get to it and let's get to uninstalling the Reflectix to reinstall the Reflectix. Let's go. So all the Reflectix is installed on the foam board. I'm gonna leave it just this one layer for now. So I need to leave access to install the max air fan and the wires for that and the lighting that I'm gonna put in the van. So for now, I'm not gonna install the second layer or second sheet of Reflectix. All right, that's pretty much it. I tested the Reflectix. I know what style I'm gonna go with. Hopefully it's the correct one. On the next episode, I'm gonna finally put the final wall up, the max air fan, the wiring, and the final Reflectix. And I'm not too sure if you can see it right now. The back of this wall panel is very visible on the other side of the window because the tint is not that dark. And it's very expensive to tint these windows because they're so large and so many. So my plan for now is to get another foam board, paint it black, pull down this wall, add Reflectix, and add Reflectix to the wall, and put the foam board in between the glass and the panel, just to give me some more insulation and heat resistance from the sun, because this is where my bed slash couch will be. So if I could keep this cool, that would be very helpful for the living and comfortability in the van for the next couple months as I travel. So stay tuned. This helped me make my decision on what Reflectix style I went with. Hopefully it will help you as well. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful on the Reflectix choices and installation process, be a friend and tell a friend. If you'd like to follow the van build, go ahead and subscribe to follow the van build and adventures I'll be taking with the van soon. I'll see you in the next episode.